I'm Opie Macleod, self-professed Jedi. These are my personal musings. Enjoy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The Jedi path is like a pyramid. The Jedi Pyramid, it's a great concept, right? Well, we could work with that. I can turn that into a whole book if I wanted to. And don't think I haven't thought about it. Here's the idea though. The Jedi path is like a pyramid, and there's a misconception to it because there's steps to the pyramid. It's not just a flat surface. This is a step pyramid. And in 1999 to about 2004, we thought we had the Jedi path figured out. But really what we were doing, and all we were doing in that time, was exploring Jedi theory. We were just talking about Jedi theory, and that's what we were exploring, that's what we were digging into, that's what we were discussing and debating and defining. We were defining Jedi theory. Of course, the problem came when people felt they quote-unquote mastered Jedi theory. Right? So you had all these people running around with their titles talking about how great they were because they had mastered Jedi theory, forgetting that they were on the most bottom foundation. See, the next part is Jedi application. This is the next part of our pyramid in the Jedi path. Jedi application was slowly through 2004 to about 2009, there was an understanding in the community that you actually needed to apply theory, that in order for this to work, you needed to apply it. And there was a disconnect between those from the previous steps who had been working on application and those who were coming in and or barely starting on Jedi theory. But no one had mastered the application yet. No one had mastered how that's done. That's the training. That's just the transmission, right? That's just training and going through the steps of Jedi theory, of actually applying it to your life. Of course, by 2009, you had plenty of people who once again were all about the titles, and they were telling everybody how they're knights and masters of the Jedi path. I am a Jedi master. But again, they're missing steps. Yes, you have Jedi theory. Yes, you have Jedi application. But the Jedi path is more than that. And that's when we began to see the next steps. Those who had been following along this entire time began to see the next step. The next step was experience. Sure, you're applying it to your life, but you need to experience the application and the consequences. Not everything is immediate. Sometimes the consequences to your actions take a while for you to see how it really plays out, how well those actions really work in life. So there was this idea that Jedi experience is the next real step along the Jedi path. So you have to master your Jedi theory, you have to master your Jedi application, but then you have to master the experience of it. And only through going through life and actually spending time, a good chunk of time, living that application, are you really able to grasp the Jedi experience, what it means to truly live as a Jedi, and to see how that really ripples out. After a few years, that's when you really begin to see how this has really affected your life and the lives of those around you. There's going to be a difference from where you started at and where you're at that point. But of course, and these titles once again come up because, hey, I've been doing this thing for so many years and I've gone through these steps, I am a Jedi master. No, we're not even there yet because there's still another step. There's still another step, and that's the transmission of the Jedi path. It's actually teaching it. And I don't mean just like academically, I don't mean just taking on a student. While that's absolutely a vital part of the path, that's not a necessary element of the path. Meaning not everybody wants to be a teacher, not everybody wants to be a mentor in the Jedi way. What we are talking about here is teaching it in general, teaching it through our actions, teaching it to people who are just curious, people in our lives who have questions about that. That's gonna come up, it's gonna happen. You live as a Jedi long enough, people are gonna know it, and they're gonna have questions, and you have to be able to teach that. You have to be able to transmit that. And that is a whole other process, it's a whole other skill. And for some of us who have been going through it for a little bit now, we understand that it is a whole other step to being a Jedi. It's a whole other part of the path. We are just in this phase of teaching. We are just in this step of understanding the Jedi path and being able to find ourselves in a place where a few of us, it's a limited number, a few of us are able to really teach it in a way that is applicable, practical, beneficial, and positive. There's really a whole another area there to learn, and as you progress as a Jedi, you kind of grow into this, and you kind of come to understand how your experience and how your application and how the theory all plays together, and how you can transmit that to other individuals, right? So what's the next step above that? Is there another step? Or can people finally start saying, I'm a knight, I'm a master, I've mastered this level? Well, let's put it out there that the path is still growing. There's no one who's really a knight or a master, because we're still growing, we're still evolving. There might be more steps beyond this. We don't know how many more, because that's where we're at right now. We're currently in this step. Now, is there mastery above this? Maybe we can finally say, this is the Jedi Pyramid, but we don't know for sure yet. We are still in this Jedi teaching stage, and that's where we find ourselves. And it's really a good time to be a part of the Jedi path and to kind of grow in it, because we do have this solid foundation that we're building up towards, and we're not done yet. And then the future is still being written here. So the Jedi path is a pyramid. Where we go from here? Only up. May the Force be with you.